now we're getting into the DLC special stuff.
Like I said,
yeah, I'd be highly insulted if they didn't.
I mean, if they don't have endings, the short version comes and is like, oh hey, you wanna play Army of Darkness?
That is a plan, because I'm kind of see if I can do my bum rush through the DLC teams. 1, 2, 3. If I can rush through them, yeah,
well,
like at least
that much time. But sure, we can at least try it.
Oh, we got that time. We got that much time.
Yeah, an hour.
You're giving me an hour.
That's what we agreed upon. But yes.
Ready? Go!
But I want more time.
There's always Wednesday, dude.
Yeah, because that could probably mean I can just finish up all of KOF and then move to the next thing. That Soul Calibur send-off I've been trying to get on for the longest.
Right, but you keep getting fucking like shut down because the fact like KOF keeps updating itself.
God, you ain't lying.
But yeah, no, if you want to do that, it's like, yeah, we could work that.
That means we can do more fun on Soul Calibur and me and the character creation hell that is Soul Calibur.
Well, which Soul Calibur would you be talking about? Let's clarify that a little bit.
Soul Calibur 6.
Well, okay, I'm just saying because like Soul Calibur 2 got its fucking thing, and it's like I know Soul Calibur 2 is probably one of the most popular entries in that entire series.
It is one of the popular entries of the series because on each console had literally its own unique character to that console. Nintendo had Link, Xbox had Spawn, and then PlayStation had Heihachi.
Yes. And then we got Spawn and Hitachi.
Spawn, Heihachi, and Link.
Heihachi, thank you. Thank you. We got Spawn and Heihachi back, but we didn't get Link back for the remaster.
Right. And then people modded that Soul Calibur to get Link.
I fully believe that.
If you want to know how to win,
But yeah, back to our Marvel topic. On Marvel 4, if it becomes a thing, depending on how big they want to make their roster, because Infinite's roster was minuscule because they literally just gave up.
Well, yes, no.
There's one too many cooks in the kitchen for Infinite, and then
Well, that's the short version of that. But like, what I'm kind of getting to with Infinite is like, Infinite's roster wasn't horrible. It was just the problem. It was just Marvel 3's roster again, minus characters plus characters to make up for that.
Because the big thing that made Marvel vs. Capcom was having X-Men as characters, and for whatever reason,
the MVC license in general, end of statement. Like their fucking like main go-to characters were X-Men.
Even with Marvel superheroes versus Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter, it had a lot of X-Men characters in it.
All right, let's break this down real quick. Fucking Wolverine, both forms, by the way, that's in VC too. Fucking Storm, Magneto, Sentinel, and Cable, all X-Men characters.
Come on, you're forgetting some.
Oh, I know I'm forgetting some, but that is just fucking the opening Gambit kind of thing.
Speaking of which, it had Gambit, Rogue, Psylocke, Cyclops, as well as Omega Red. He's an X-Men villain.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's not what I'm getting at. It's like, you know, that was just the opening turn kind of thing. It's like, these were the opening characters. Like, when you talk MVC, you're talking these characters.
Yeah, because you always had X-Men characters, and then Infinite was more of whatever it was.
Like, for lack of a better term, Infinite was the sidestep.
Yeah, it's not even legit Marvel 4, even though people keep saying like, "Oh yeah, Infinite was Marvel 4." No, it's supposed to be something.
Technically, according to the files in the game, it is Marvel 4.
It doesn't say that. You can't
just because you don't agree with it doesn't make it not so.
I'm getting body slammed.
It's not a fresh hot take, I'm just saying.
It is a fresh hot take. Das is lying.
There are fucking files in the game that refer to it as MVC4, alright? Shut the fuck up.
Nope, not acknowledging it.
No, the thing that fucking aggravated me personally was
the fact. God, that why couldn't?
Oh yeah, you didn't even fucking think about that.
No, I did. Like I was about to get to that, but you said it. Before, you interrupted me and said the thing. So like, yeah, he said it.
No, like, alright, there are a lot of problems with MVCI, I'm not gonna lie. Fucking, like, you know, some of the artists' fucking decisions on, like, how characters should look, blah, blah.
What they did, only thing they did was rip the models from 3 and just took out the literal comic look to it.
That's not 100% accurate. Some of the models are actually worse.
Like I said, they is mainly because they took I said most of the models were ripped from freaking NBC 3, and then that's
Chun-Li's the biggest one.
Chun-Li and Dante.
Yeah, they got ripped and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, they
like,
took
at all.
Yeah, it took Chun-Li and Dante from Marvel 3. I know a couple of other characters, and they just look weird as shit. They like, oh yeah, we cleaned them up in style. We cleaned them like, no, you didn't. They look horrible. They look worse.
Then they retooled other characters like Rocket Raccoon, which
I didn't mind retool with Groot just kind of coming in just to.
No, like, if anything, like, I appreciate the Groot fucking mechanic being brought in. It's just the fact it's like, you know, you're gonna put this correctly. It would be like retooling Cable, in a sense. Whereas, like, no, I picked this character for very specific reasons because, like, his hit stun, his animations, the way he attacks, kind of thing. And then we're just gonna rewrite all of that. Like, for lack of a better term, like, let's take a more oddball character, not in the sense of, like, popularity, but just in the way he works, like Gambit. And let's take Gambit, we're gonna retool the fuck out of him for no reason.
Now he has stock for how often he can use specific card abilities and all that crap. Has a separate meter bar than what he currently has.
Right, he has something that's like, oh, well, this is my card gauge. It's like, I have to watch it, otherwise I run out of cards. Which, I get that. It's like, it makes sense for the character, and it even made sense for the retool with Rocket Raccoon. But the fact that it's like, you know, this is what people were coming off of, kind of thing, is like, no. Like, even people who weren't a fan of Raccoon fucking just picked the character because his toolset was fucking amazing. Yeah,
they retooled him for that game versus other characters, so they just kind of ripped from 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if they did the same thing with everyone else, like, oh yeah, we're going to retool them for this game specifically, versus, you know, trying to rip all their movesets and try to redo everything, because Marvel 3 was a 3-button input versus Marvel Infinite which was a 4-button input for everything.
It was 4 to 6, but yes.
Yeah, well, that depends on what button you're setting up, because you had your light, medium, heavy, and then your launcher button for 3. And then
special, but carry on.
Well, whatever. Yeah, special. But for Infinite, they had a light and medium for punch and kicks, and then that was it. Your launcher was basically locked up. Well, not locked. It mapped to whichever button that they were capable of.
Well, no, like in lack of a better term, they went back to like MVC 2.
Yeah. Well,
NBC.
No, NBC.
I think it's NBC 1.
Yeah, NBC 1, because NBC 2 you had light, medium, and heavies, punches and kicks. You literally had 6 buttons.
Special/launcher buttons.
Yeah, it's basically your special or launcher was, depending on the character, use basically either a crouching move, standing move, which was their launcher.
Right. But anyway, so they went closer back to MVC 1, which is not a bad choice, to be honest with you. It's like a lot of fucking players go with, like, you know.
So let's back to our roots.
Yeah, basically. But in doing that, fucking, like, I can't deny the fact that it's like, you know, it turned me off in a lot of senses, because the fact it's like, well, this is not the layout I'm familiar with. And it's like,
adapt with the times, old man.
I can tell you fuck you in how many languages? I'm just saying, it's like, they built this fucking amazing audience, and it's like, with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom kind of thing, slash NBC3, however you want to fucking phrase that, and it's like, they kind of like turned heel, it's like, alright, well now we're gonna get serious, and we're gonna fucking go back to hardcore a little bit. And it's like, well, that's not what a lot of us came on board for. That's not what made Ultimate Marvel interesting, kind of thing.
Well, remember I told you the guy who put out the Marvel vs. cabinets? Yeah, he was only through Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate, like through Ultimate 3. After Infinite, he was like, when Infinite came around, he was not there anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, because he was the guy basically doing all the legal work to get us everything for like Ultimate Marvel, like basically the X-Men, all characters, even the Super Skrull for Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, basically going through various branches of Marvel, Sony, Fox, and Marvel itself, basically now Disney. But since he wasn't there for Infinite, all that kind of went out the window. They didn't even bother. I want to say they tried, but I would say not that hard.
Oh, I absolutely believe that. I mean, what was it? Talking cabinets again, from what you're going from, is like there was the big free MVC2 movement, right?
Mm-hmm. Because Max Dude.
Well, Max Dude for one, but
and a whole lot of people.
In general, a lot of people fucking do want that.
Max Dude, Justin Wong, Tasty Steve's, damn,
like, a lot of people fucking have fucking opinions about that game. It's like, that's part of their childhood, part of them growing up. It's like, that'd be like removing Turtles in Time from our childhood kind of thing. Like,
how dare you?
Yeah, exactly. Shit like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we got super lucky in the sense where it's like, you know, we just got a Cowabunga collection. Where, like, that is a fucking amazing collection. Fucking bring back not only, like, the arcade Turtles in Time, but the fucking SNES Turtles in Time.
Yep. Arcade and consoles of that, because if we can get... Hell, I bet... Hell, remember when they put NVC2 on PlayStation 3? I'm pretty sure that's what saved Capcom at some point.
No, and then you want to know what saved Capcom at some point? I can fucking tell you right now.
Okay, I'm listening.
The fact that they threatened to turn off the PS3 services?
Shit. See how quick everybody ran back, like, just to make sure, like, nope, I'm grabbing all this shit. I'm spending my entire life savings, all my paycheck. Fuck you, take my money.
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie. I draw fucking close to like $200 to $300 fucking just on the PS3 alone on their network fucking features. For the fact is, like, some of these games, like, no, you can't just find them. That you fucking have to sit there and fucking like rub off a hobo in an alley to get some of these things.
Yeah, but just being able to get those, because I technically already had all
network play. Which is something many of them didn't have, and it had to be fucking custom built to go for.
Yeah, the thing that made me laugh the hardest is the fact that, like, oh yeah, by the way, we're cutting our services. Everyone went to PS3, grab everything that isn't nailed down. Fortunately, I already had all the games I want on the PS3, the ones I downloaded and all. Like, I'm actually good. I'm good on that.
No, I went on there. I fucking legitimately bought fucking like
I mean before we went to the 4. That's why. Yeah, I've already had all.
Even after I went to the 4, like fucking as soon as I heard fucking like we were getting shut down, it's like, no, I know there's some shit on here that hasn't been brought back. It's like, no, fuck. I literally went through like several videos. It was like, all right, well this game's over $100. This game's over $100. This game's over $100. It's like I'm buying all these on the PlayStation Network.
No, I'm saying during the time while we were doing stuff on PS3, I still bought the games that I wanted for the PS3 because of the nostalgia factor accordingly. I already have all the stuff that I wanted. It was mainly Darkstalkers and MVC2. I'm like, I kind of got that. I'm good.
I also had like the Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I've never played it, but it's... Mostly because, like, I knew this particular version of it fucking, like, doesn't exist anywhere, kind of thing.
I mean, you can get a hard copy, but that's more money than you
No,
ever.
no, no,
That's
you-
more money
it
that you
doesn't
ever
come with
want to
network.
spend. Right.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
the crux of this whole argument, isn't it?
Right. Online play. Online play. Yeah, which reminds me, I need to get back on Darkstalkers.
Yeah, so, like, yeah, the Darkstalkers thing, fucking MVC2.
Yeah, the re-release of Darkstalkers because Capcom doesn't want to give us Darkstalkers 4.
Oh, fucking, I actually got into a fucking thing about this, too. It was like, I fell down a YouTube fucking hole again.
Oh,
and
boy.
It was on a Darkstalker stealth subject, basically, is why we're here now. But the guy who was sitting there fucking teasing the idea of Darkstalkers 3, or whatever the fuck it is, however you want to phrase that one.
Darkstalkers 4.
Whatever the guy with Blanca, I remember him, he's got a big Blanca heart on.
Okay, sure.
I'm just telling you what it is, kind of thing. But anyway, this is the guy that introduced out the whole Darkstalkers thing. It was like, oh yeah, Darkstalkers aren't dead, that guy.
Oh, Ono.
Yeah, that guy.
Ono. Yeah.
Anyway, and fucking, he even fucking, like, after he left the company, like, he even went on record sitting there saying, it's like, yeah, no, fucking that Darkstalkers Resurrection Collection, it's like, that's not what I was talking about when I sit there and said Darkstalkers are not dead. Like,
Yeah.
I figured as much, but, yeah, I figured there was some fucking legal shenanigans involved at this point.
I mean, I think the problem is, I pray I'm wrong. It's like, oh, we don't want to do the Darkstalkers game not because of the whole legal stuff. It's like, it's because it's probably going to be a rated M game that they don't want to get into. I'm like, that's fine. We'll still buy it anyway.
I argue that 100%. I do not agree with that sentiment at all.
Yeah, me neither. Because that's what I said. Like, I just say when we're like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, the way we did Darkstalkers and we were able to get away with some of, like, you know, some of the squish and splat stuff of how we kind of ran. We won't be able to do it now. Like, that's a damn line, you know it. Like, you just believe in your own lie.
This falls in the level of fucking Capcom bullshit, where it's like, oh, well, we didn't do Mega Man Legends 3 because the
fans didn't want it enough. That bullshit. I hate that lie.
You want to talk about flat out lies?
That is the biggest, fattest lie. Like, oh, the fans didn't want enough. The fact that they had a web page, mind you, to talk to the devs about Mega Man Legends 3, but the problem is the fans kept bitching. Is like they were complaining, like, oh, they don't want this in the next game, but they want this in the next game. They don't want this, they want them. Like, it's literally goes into fans and their fandom and the fan base. They literally do not know what they want.
Okay, and well, I mean, if you're getting into that line of logic, it's like, you know, again, I'm not trying to beat down the Sonic fandom. I'm really not, because Sonic fandom's like, other than the very extremely vocal minority, they're not vocal people talking.
They're not. It's just depending on who in the fandom is there that you're talking to. Could be, oh, this is just a pleasant conversation, to this is a full-on argument, full-on warfare, pissing contest, my dick's bigger than yours, you shut up, or kind of that. Yeah, no.
In a broader sense, it kind of reminds me of the Transformers fucking, like, fandom in a lot of sense.
Like, so how some of them love Beast Wars, some of them hate Beast Wars.
Right, and it's like, you know, a lot of people fucking have fucking massive nostalgia for Gen 1 fucking Transformers. Which, I get, I understand, fucking, I love me some Transformers too, fucking Transformers are near and dear to my heart. I will not defend fucking Transformers G1 for anything, because, oh my god, half those episodes are painful.
Yeah. Literally half the episodes of G1, classic G1 Transformers it is painful to watch. It is extremely just painful to watch. It's like, why am I watching this? Why am I, it's kind of, okay. It falls in the same category as the American cartoon for Darkstalkers.
No.
To me, anyway.
I would watch Gen 1 Transformers over Darkstalkers fucking American any day.
Yeah, because that level of like that, God, it was so cringy. It was so dumb and cringy.
No, it was just there was a lot of things going on with fucking like the Darkstalkers anime that you showed me, and for lack of a better term, like a lot of my problems come with like the main character, not even
Harry.
It was a bad
Harry's
main character.
the kid. Why is this kid even here to begin with?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
he can use magic. Okay.
I get it in the context of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and even in the context of the series, it makes sense. It's like, oh, well, you have a fucking succubus, you have a Catwoman, you have vampires.
The characters,
like, it makes sense.
The characters, but this kid, Harry,
right,
why are you even here?
It makes sense in the broader aspects. Like, oh, we could bring a sorcerer character into this realm. And that's fine, and I could see your logic with this. But here's the catch-22, is like, if you want to bring a sorcerer, is like, fucking come at me with Doctor Strange. Do not come at me with Harry.
Well, even though it's one of those, Harry was a character specifically made for the cartoon and all that stuff. If Capcom wanted to put in a their own sorcerer or own magic type, if anything, I'd say they should bring in Tessa from Red Earth.
And that would kind of work too. Or even fucking go outlandish again and fucking bring in another monster type as like, you know, I'm getting introduced to the Darkstalkers kind of thing. That would work just as well compared to like, I'm a kid sorcerer.
Kid sorcerer who just somehow gets a part of this nonsense. Like, hell, they could have done that better. He turned into basically a shonen protagonist and all that shit.
That's exactly what he was.
He turned to the biggest shonen protagonist. Because I love to bring that up with other Darkstalker fans, like long-term Darkstalker fans. Like, oh yeah, I know the Darkstalker series. They were great fun and blah blah. Like, cool. I gauge their experience whenever I bring up Harry. Especially if they've seen the American cartoon and, you know, the handsome fishman joke is the running joke. It never dies. It will never die.
Well, if anything, like, one of the easiest things you could do, fucking, especially for the Darkstalkers universe, is fucking, like, have him get fucking, like, hit by, what's his name? The vampire character. Dimitri? Yeah. Have him be like, you know, he like fucking got bit by Dimitri or something like when he was a kid or something like that and had to grow up with this curse, but it was like he never knew what it was properly until he ran into other Darkstalkers characters. That would lay the foundation so much better than this sorcerer bullshit.
We did get a character that basically is essentially half whatever, and
I'm not
learning.
talking half. I'm talking full. Where it's like he would be a Darkstalker in his own right, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Versus
not
generally,
fucking sorcerer bullshit that we had, kind of deal.
I mean, hell, if you want to, I do have the comics. I will. If you desire to read the comics to, you know, get more context of what their short run and all that stuff accordingly, because there is a magic user character. She is basically your definition of witch. She's basically evil magic and all that crap. We could have had her be the main character of that and just, you know, doing all that would have been better. Because usually when people say, "Oh yeah, long time Darkstalker fan," I bring up the American cartoon and just watch their face just go from a happy face to the awkward smile, to the frown, and then I bring up Harry. It's like, yeah, okay, you then you know the truth, the cringe.
No, and like, there's ways you can make Harry work. It's just, unfortunately, with the time of animation and the interest in the subject material, is like it didn't work, and that's kind of where it all fell apart.
It really didn't work.
Well, and like, it was the formula for fucking shit during the time age. It's like, you know, look in the broader sense of like something like
G.I. Joe. God damn! She got up and just speared me. I'm like, damn. Okay.
But yeah, no, Street Sharks had a very similar formula. It was like, there was the fucking 4 Street Sharks, and then there was the one human analog, which is like, oh, well, I'm here to kind of help explain why fucking humans are even relevant to this fucking story kind of deal.
Basically.
Yeah. And like, I like Street Sharks. Street Sharks was fun. It was stupid, but it was fun.
They were the not turtles.
What that, like, they were... Alright, the toys kind of really sold me a lot on a lot of this.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, they were fun fucking toys. It's like, you know, they were kind of like the Monster Hot Wheels. I don't know if you've ever seen those.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, where it was like, you sit there and like, you would push down on it and the Hot Wheel would turn into a goddamn monster and fucking chew on people. It was amazing.
Hell, I remember the custom tracks that you can just buy in store, and just they all connect together. They're different colors. There was a there was a green one, an orange one, and purple one.
Oh yeah, I remember that. For lack of a better term,
we're getting way off topic now.
Yeah, we're all about way off topic. It's kind of how we operate. Don't tease.
Don't you tease me? All right, cool. Here we go. Yep.
お互いに目標を超えられるよう頑張ろうぜ。
あんたら、私らにわかんねえ話してんじゃねえよ。